All right.
Alrighty then. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
We
Finally
are
live.
live. Um, how are my fellow nerds doing tonight? Tonight, I guess it's gonna be me and Cameron until, or me and Thomas until Cameron gets here, and maybe Deontay. He may be here later. But tonight is like, I guess, the kickoff to our Saturday Night Nerds news segment where we
Yeah.
bring you everything uh, in the nerd community, all the news that about movies, about comic books, about mangas, games, you name it, anything that has to do with the nerd community. We will report on. We'll pick out some stories that really stand out to us, and also, if you guys have like any stories that you guys would like to shoot at us, and that you would like for us to talk about, we'll also discuss those. Also, all you have to do is DM one of us the link to whatever it is you guys are wanting us to talk about and report on, and yeah, we got you covered. Uh, but
Rock on.
yes, sir. Um, and you got anything you got to say, or you want to say?
Right. I just
To
know that I'm excited to really get into the topic points that we got today, especially since we got those new trailers. We got new trailers to kind of discuss about. We
yeah,
got, new announcements. We got some pretty big things happening in the nerd community now. We have some big changes happening with not only Marvel but with DC, and we got a lot going on when it comes to the comic book world, and we got a lot going on when it comes to the anime world. So we definitely have a lot to talk about today. So I'm real excited and I'm ready to get into it, my man.
okay. Without further ado, I think we'll just play the intro, and then we'll be back here in about 30 seconds, and we'll get started. So, all right.
Is the best thing what? Exactly.
All right.
All right. Yes, sir.
Man, I love hearing that intro sound every time.
Oh man, dude, tell me
It
about
gets
it.
me all hyped.
Yes, sir. That's what we were going for, man. We got, get the people hyped and stuff like that, man. But
Oh yeah, man. It is definitely worth it. It's worth listening. It's just worth watching, man. It's fun to sit down and
yeah,
see. But all right, my man. I guess we
well,
could get right into it, shouldn't we?
yeah. So I guess what's first?
Definitely that Ant-Man trailer, I think. Unless you want to talk about that Sins of Sinister first and kind of want to wait for Cameron to jump on.
What was that?
Well, do you want to talk about that Sins of Sinister first, or do you want to wait to do the trailers to till Cameron gets on, or
Uh,
what do you think, my man?
okay. I mean, we could get we could get Ant Man and the Wasp trailer out the way, and then I guess next
Okay.
we'll talk about uh Sinister.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
let's get let's talk about this trailer, man. I thought it was pretty good, man. Like sitting down and seeing it. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was a I like the memes that have already come out where everybody's like Spy Kids 3D led the way for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium, and I was sitting there and I looked at one meme and it had the principal from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
yeah.
I'm just like, what is this, man? No. But It definitely looked interesting. And seeing Kang finally in that kind of, Kang
Yeah,
get up with the full suit, got the thing around.
yeah.
Oh man. And
Hold on,
just
let me pull that trailer up real fast, just in
oh
case people haven't seen it. Yeah,
oh
we got
man.
y'all right here. Mm,
But I thought it was dope. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really cool seeing, all the characters that we've seen in Ant-Man so far kind of come
yeah,
back, and you can definitely tell that everybody's kind of grown and all that, and it's definitely interesting to see, and I can't wait. I'm actually excited for this one since we're finally getting that first look at Kang
yeah.
and knowing that he's the next big bad.
Oh yeah,
It's just something to really look forward to, especially since we haven't really been kind of like he was introduced during Loki, but we haven't really gotten very much since Loki about King. So
facts.
uh,
Yeah. Let me see. I guess this is it.
yeah, I think
Um,
so.
can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it, my man.
You got okay. All right, but let's see what we got. Mm,
The
Like
anticipation.
fantasy? You're gonna love this. Over 30 artifact sets.
all right.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Oh no.
People still need help.
Oh
That's why
man.
we made this. It's like a satellite for deep space, but quanta.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm.
Oh.
Turn it off.
Shoot.
Now!
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh shoot. Oh man, just the visuals.
Yeah.
It's a secret
Oh, that's
universe
nice.
beneath ours.
Oh yeah.
What are you so afraid of?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
Oh man.
I can get you
Good old Bill Murray.
Hey, yeah.
and give you more time.
Oh,
If you help me,
that is Jordan.
Oh, look at that.
so
So,
what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
woo. Oh. Yeah.
Man. I can't wait. Like this is
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Anyways, but man, that's
I thought it looked killer. Like I mean, just the how visually appealing uh the setting is.
you kind of
How
break it a little bit.
oh yeah. But man, it was just visually there's something appealing about the color scheme. There's something appealing about the setting, just all of this quantum realm that we're going into. I think that it's definitely something different, and I think it's going to be exciting.
Uh, you kind of breaking up though, man. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
bad.
Yeah, I, I don't know if it's your signal or.
It could be. Uh, Let me know if it gets worse. Let me see if I don't know what I can do. Let me see if I can try.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Let me do that. A little better, a little worse. Am I still breaking up?
Oh no, you good. You good right now.
Okay, okay. But oh man, and seeing Kang, just that scene.
Hmm.
He's got his hands up. He looks like Kang the Conqueror. He looks like that person that's gonna pluck the Avengers from the past and take them to the future to fight the
Yeah.
Grand Master and the Squadron Sinister. That's what that I thought that Kang visual was definitely that essence of what the character is. That just
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
am powerful. That I am all being. I am the conqueror. I think
Yeah.
that's definitely really exciting.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. Like, I don't. I think the really funny thing is like, and as One Life Man was stating is that like they don't even call him Ant Man. They think he's Spider Man or whatever, man. Like,
Which
and
I think
it's so
is
hilarious. Like, I don't know, man.
I like that they've added that comedy, especially to the Ant-Man character, because I know that especially back in I would say about like middle of Hank Pym's career, he's not necessarily the greatest guy, or even, there was the abuse that he was kind of showing. So like I'm happy that they're moving toward a comedic aspect with Ant-Man, and it's not that kind of seriousness that was in the comics with Hank Pym and
Yeah.
especially the Wasp and all that. But I definitely am having a lot of fun with the Ant-Man movies. The first one I really enjoyed. I think I watched Ant-Man and Wasp. That
Mhm.
one I don't really remember. Uh,
Yeah, I don't really
but
remember too much of it.
but the first one I remember, it was just it was funny, it was interesting, and now this one has me really excited just because we finally get Kang. And then
Yeah,
was it Modoc? Is it Modoc that we're also getting in this movie?
I think that's what they said. Rumors or whatever. I'm not like 100% sure.
Because I think that they were showing some what is it, like concept art a while back of what Modoc would end up looking like.
Hmm.
And I just think that it's interesting. I want to see how Modoc kind of fits in with all of it, since he's,
Right.
is it machine only divide, like what is it?
What
It
is
was
it?
something machine only, like made to kill or something like that. It's something like that. But
Oh, Modoc. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the D stands for, but
But
who
I do
knows?
know. Like I think in one of the movies, didn't Hank mom like wasn't she trapped in like the quantum verse or something
I
like
think
that?
that I think that's why she refers back to it. That's why she was upset with them even creating the kind of gateway to that quantum realm,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
machine that she was working on. Because I think that's what it was, wasn't it? It was that she was trapped there for a prolonged period of time, and then it was the big reveal that she was in there throughout the entire time.
Yeah. What is good, Willie? How you
Was
been, man?
good.
But I think it's the I think his mom was like trapped over there in the quantum realm somewhere, and so I think that's why she didn't like when like in the trailer when she told Hank and them that there was something that she didn't tell them. I believe it had something to do with Kane. And
Right.
so I don't know what's going on. Like what she did. I don't know. She did something because, like, why else is he like? Why is he coming to our universe? Like, did she do something to him specifically? Did she take something from him? Or is he just coming to knock another world off his list? Like,
Right. Like how I know that let me say I know when he was first kind of introduced, it was kind of like he was either from the future or from the present, but I want to say that he's from the future, but there are different variants of
in the
Kang.
Loki,
So, well, no, I mean like comic wise. I mean,
comic wise, okay.
comic wise, Kang was just kind of introduced like he was from like a future
Yeah, the
kind
future.
of where either he defeats the Avengers or something along those lines. But I just know because what I've read of Kang is it's called it's a story that introduced the Squadron Sinister for the first time. It was Kang goes back in time and plucks the Avengers from that time period and takes them up to the future to fight the Grandmaster. I think it was also the Grandmaster's first kind of introduction.
Right.
And they have to play this game that's they explain that it's kind of like chess. It's really not. It's really them battling the Squadron Sinister. And then, of course, the Squadron Sinister would later on become the Squadron Supreme, where they're good guys and they're no longer bad guys, and that kind of switches it up. But what this trailer really made me feel like was it almost reminds me of Avengers 89. That is the beginning of the Kree Skrull War, and it reminds me of it because Captain Marvel and I believe Rick Jones, I think that's his alter ego. It's really two different people kind of living in the same body, and
What are we talking
when
about?
they're separated, like when one of them is taken over the body, the other one gets sent to the negative zone, and throughout the issue, Rick Jones is in the negative zone, and he feels like these eyes are watching him throughout the entire issue, like kind of while Captain Marvel is trying to figure out a way to separate them so that Captain Marvel can go back to the Kree. And as soon as he gets told to run through the gateway to be able to be separated so that neither of them have to live in the negative zone, a nihilist comes through. And a nihilist is this big baddie that's like, I'm pretty sure I think he was the one who started that Annihilation Conquest.
Yeah, he did.
I think he was the big bad guy in that.
If I'm not mistaken, him and Kang are like rivals, or Kang's running from him or something like that.
I don't know, but from what I've read of the Kree Skrull War, well, I've just barely started it, but like what it did was that trailer reminded me of that like there's this being in this other realm that's just overpowering, that's stronger than anybody can ever imagine, and now. Oh, am I breaking up again? My bad.
Yeah.
But oh man, let's see. That good? Am I good? Let me try that again. Let's see. Am I coming through? No. Man, I don't know what's going on with the internet connection. Ooh. You hear me, man? Let me see.
Hold on, people. We're having some difficulties. I think. Okay, you good?
Am I coming in? Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know what keeps going on with it, but it's definitely that I don't know, the trailer just reminded me of that Avengers 89. It just reminded me of that that there's someone villainous that's in this other realm that's trying to break through, and I'm excited to see what it is that's going to happen moving forward, you know. Right. And I think it's interesting how they're bringing Kang into the Marvel universe, that he's not, he doesn't It's not like when Thanos was introduced. You know, when
Yeah.
Thanos was introduced, it was ominous. It was like
Mhm. Right.
bam, like I remember the end of, was it, I think it was Avengers, right? It was the end
Yeah.
of Avengers, the first one, and they pan to Thanos sitting on his throne and he's got his helmet on and everything like
Yeah.
that. And it just felt so impactful
Hmm.
for it just being such a small scene. But with Kang, you know, we got him in Loki and he just shows up and he tells them, you know, what he says, and
Hmm.
it just feels like a different way to introduce someone that's going to be the next big bad. But seeing
Yeah.
him come in and seeing him with that full getup of being just Kang definitely has me interested and definitely has piqued my interest, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to see it.
Dude, yeah, I do like his his whole get up is just about comic book accurate as you can get. You know what I mean, with the green and the purple and the there was a picture I saw um earlier, and it was of the Ant-Man movie, and they had his helmet, you know, his signature little
Yeah,
helmet that he has on and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Now we're talking. We're not. Now we're getting as close to source material as we can, and it's not like Gore the God Butcher, how they how do I say butcher that? Yeah.
yeah. The I think my issues with Gore the God Butcher were definitely like Gore in the comics definitely looked more sinister. When
Yeah.
I looked at Christian Bale, it felt like I was looking at almost like a Gollum kind of character, kind of like from Lord of the Rings, where it was, you know, it felt more like my precious instead of, you know,
Exactly.
I'm here to kill gods.
Like
So,
we were
and
made like in the comic books, we were made to fear this dude. We were like, "Oh no, it's Gore. Oh man, how is Thor gonna? How's he gonna handle this situation? Because I don't see no other way out of it." And every time Gore was on the panel, you just got this sense of dread and fear, and like you're like you just knew that someone was about to get the short end of the stick. This Gore didn't make me feel that. I wasn't scared. I wasn't intimidated. None of that. I just looked at him and I was like, oh, okay. You know,
right.
but
Yeah, no, I
hey,
didn't really sit down and watch Love and Thunder yet. I really need to because I want to see what because that one I hear either people really enjoyed it or they hated it. Like
yeah,
that's one of those that it's one of those movies where I think it's like, you know, I should probably sit down and probably check it out and really see what it's about. But I can agree with you. Gore definitely doesn't have that look or that appeal to him that I wish that he would have had. You know, I wish that he would have had that more monstrous, that more vile, wicked, evil look to him that you see in the comics, where
yeah,
he's got the almost like if you looked at him in the panel, he has these almost like glowing eyes, and he's got this
uh,
really gritty kind of like look to him, you know.
yeah,
And I just feel like I to me, I would love to get comic accurate stuff. You know, I would always,
yeah.
I would love to get that, and I know
Granted,
that it's really
we're not.
difficult to get that.
Yeah,
Um, I think the closest we ever got to a comic accurate movie adaptation was probably Watchmen, and even then, the ending was completely different from how the book ended.
Iron Man.
Um,
Yeah,
Iron Man did pretty well,
yeah,
but it just, you know, I feel like there are bits and pieces that they could have done a little bit better back then. But then again, you know, it's been over a decade since that came out. You know,
yeah,
we're almost uh Robert Downey Jr. was doing it for a long time now. You know, it's kind of
yeah,
crazy thinking back that these movies started before 2010, you know, and we're already 12 years past 2010 on our way to 13 years past 2010. And seeing how far we've come with the movies is it's crazy to think that we're at the position that we are. Um, but I want to see how things go moving forward with comic accurate suits and things like that, especially
Right.
when it comes to like DC. DC, I definitely want to see them doing more comic accurate
Oh
stuff
yeah,
because
yeah,
we see how Doctor Fate turned out, we see how Black
yeah.
Adam turned out, we see how Henry Cavill Superman turned out.
Oh,
So it's just, to me, comic accurate is amazing, and I like the subtle little nods that like WandaVision did
you know
with
what?
the comic accurate stuff.
Since we're on that topic of comic accurate and Henry Cavill, I think that's a perfect segue into our next topic, which is Henry Cavill's return to his role as Superman.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it took long enough.
yeah, hold on, let me pull that up because I was gonna go into probably Sinister, but you you look
Oh
like
yeah, no,
it was
no,
almost
I had
like
to. You got me on the comic accurate, and I feel like if we're gonna talk about it, Henry Cavill was definitely, even just.
yeah,
I was talking to somebody today. I felt Henry Cavill just has the physique. He has
yeah,
the physique, and he has the face that just makes you think Superman. You
oh
know,
yeah,
when I look at him, he's got like almost like that chiseled jaw that you see Superman have, and he has the body that you would assume Superman to have. And
yes,
to
sir.
me, I think that he did a phenomenal job, and I think that if he had the right writers on him, we could definitely see Superman go through some really major stories that he was going through.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, just look at him, like he is the
oh yeah,
Superman today. Like
he
there, I
he
don't think that we could find
yeah,
anybody
he's
that could.
Superman.
Like it's hard to find anybody
It
that could
was like
replace him.
when exactly it was like when Robert Downey Jr. got cast for Tony Stark. You can't see anybody else playing Tony Stark except for Robert Downey Jr. because he embodies Tony Stark. Like when he first from his first movie to his last, it's like even if you were like, oh well, we're gonna have different Iron Man from different universes, the first thing to come to your mind is Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark. Like
Oh yeah.
even in the future, if you ask someone like who you think you know played the best, like say we do get different versions of Iron Man, and you'll be like somewhere in the future, in the near future, you'll be like, okay, so who do you think played Tony Stark the best? Your mind's gonna immediate flash to Robert Downey Jr.
Oh
Again.
yeah. I think it's because I think it was the dedication that he had to the role that really made it work so well. When it's down to his body language, when it's down to his the tone of voice that he has, when it comes to the kind of sassiness that Tony Stark has, that kind of quick, ready to come back with stuff.
Yep.
I feel like
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. did it probably the best. And I couldn't imagine anybody else being Tony Stark.
Um.
But this to me is incredible. Is that we finally get to have Henry Cavill back. I know it's been a long road to get him back
Yeah.
because of the I know that people like to blame Hamada and all that, and I'm just happy that we're back on track with getting another Man of Steel movie. Um,
Yeah.
and I definitely
Definitely.
want to see him become like the Superman that we know in the comics, the one that inspires hope, the one that inspires people, uh, the one that can make us all believe that there is hope. And that's what I want to see when it comes to another Superman
Um.
movie.
Hold on. You want the end or like I don't know what's going on. Um. Let's see. Hold on. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I was just making sure. Okay. Let me see.
I know Cameron just messaged in the group chat. He said that he could be on in about 10 minutes, so hopefully he'll hop on with us. Uh,
Okay.
you may want to message the group chat. I don't know if you can from there, but I just want to make sure that he can hop on. But I
Okay.
mean, just look at him. He is Superman. Like you
Yeah.
can't tell me that he's not Superman.
Like I really can't. Like out of all the versions of Superman, it's like Henry Cavill is the Superman.
Oh yeah, him and the original Christopher Reeves. Like I think
Whatever.
that Christopher Reeves, like the
Um.
original Superman movies. Like if you remember them back in the, did they come out in the 70s? I would think they came out in the 70s.
I am. Hold on. Let me check. Double check that for you, man.
But the Christopher Reeves movies with, of course, Gene Hackman, and then what was her name? Everything in my body is telling me to say Margot Kidder, but I don't think it was Margot Kidder. But she was brilliant. She was a beautiful Lois Lane. I thought that she played the part really well. And to me, I believe that the pinnacle of superhero movies goes back to that original two Superman movies that they did. Superman's not necessarily like my favorite character,
The
but
first appearance is 1978 film. Uh, yeah. So
yeah,
it's like
okay, so 78.
1978.
Because I know that the second film came out not too long after that. Because initially, when they were making the films, it was supposed to be one kind of cohesive film. So the first and the second
Yeah.
movie are supposed to kind of blend together, and I think that's why they do so well. Because there's just something about when Zod comes in the second film, and he's just there to take over. It doesn't matter what, no one's going to get in his way. And there was just something that was so exciting about it. And I think that's why I like Man of Steel. And I like that they did General Zod right away, that they
Right.
brought him in. Like, I mean, Lex Luthor is his arch nemesis. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But to do Zod was like such a big thing. And I think that that was a great segue into showing us how strong Superman really is and how strong Superman can really be.
Yeah.
And it gets me excited too because we never know what's going to happen in Man of Steel 2.
Yeah.
I know that they've already announced that. Uh, but what has me excited is, are we going to see Kara? Are we going to get a Kara Zor-El? Are we going to finally, see some other Kryptonians kind of get into the mix? Like, me personally, I would love to get a
That would
cameo
be
of
too cool,
Crypto.
man.
We can get a Crypto the Super Dog
Of who?
in live action. I'd be set.
Oh boy. That would be fire. That would be fire right
Man.
there, man.
It would just be like, even if it's just something subtle, like how in Guardians when they did Howard the Duck, how Howard the Duck was just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
he was in like a little stasis thing. You could have like Crypto kind of show up,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of
Oh yeah.
excited to see more stuff to do with Kryptonians, and especially since he has the ship, and I feel like there's so much more that they could definitely do.
Yeah.
But with Henry Cavill coming back, does that mean that we're going to get the same Lex Luthor coming back that we got in what was it, Batman v
Batman versus
Superman and Justice League? Is it Jesse? It's not Eisenberg.
Eisenberg?
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg. And
I'm hoping not, man. I
I just
hope
feel
not.
like I like him as an actor, but I feel like he doesn't have the gravitas that Lex
No.
Luthor had. Like Lex Luthor is supposed to be calculated. He's supposed to be, kind of show offy. Even
Yeah.
though it just felt like he never was that. It always felt like he was a little timid, and it felt like he was a little. He just didn't have that kind of voice that you would expect of Lex Luthor. He didn't have
Right.
kind of the
He didn't
physique that
that
Lex Luthor has.
intimidation factor, man. You know what I mean? Freaking Lex Luthor was cold, calculated. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, his employees knew what he was about. They knew what he was capable of, and he commanded the room anytime he was in there. And it was just like this version of Lex Luthor was not the Lex Luthor that we know at all. This it was almost like it was an alternate universe Lex Luthor. You know, like I said, I don't know what's happening with Marvel and DC, but if you're gonna have someone as a villain, like play a villain or something like that, you gotta do them right. You have to do them right. If they were a goofy villain, cool, fine, whatever, you know. But if they're like Gore, if they're like Lex Luthor, you know what I'm saying? They have this certain charisma to them. They have this certain um, air about them that just makes you like, hey, oh no, not this person, not Gore,
Right, and that's
not
what
Lex.
I felt like. It should have been more like, if I'll bring up Watchmen again. Like, if you remember Ozymandias' character in Watchmen, he just kind of he was very much so colder. He felt like a cold character.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's what Lex Luthor should be like. He should be a little bit more cold. What does that say? If Supergirl died, Superman will turn evil Superman, metaphorically, in Justice League. Okay. Yeah, I can see that happening too. If Supergirl were to die, him becoming more like the Injustice
oh
uh,
yeah,
Superman. But I kind of would like that to not happen because I would like to see Kara Zor-El because like Kara is just because if you really think about it, Kara, I think they said is stronger than Superman himself, and I think that's because when she left Krypton, she didn't leave as a baby,
yeah,
and when she entered, uh, when she came to Earth, she was already like either a teenager or close to being a young adult.
yeah,
Uh, so she was already at that kind of level where she was definitely stronger, and I would like to see them kind of do that, like especially if a person has to pass the torch to somebody else. I would
yeah,
much rather see like a Superman pass the torch to Supergirl, and then maybe get in a possible Supergirl movie. I think that would be definitely interesting. But with Superman being around, I want to know if we're going to see the Legion of Superheroes anytime soon. I want to know if we're going to really get uh, more of the Justice Society because I think that's what I like about Black Adam. I haven't quite sat down and watched the movie, but what I like about it is that they introduced the Justice Society.
mhm,
These are characters that I think most households would otherwise not know who they are. Who would really
yeah,
know who the Justice Society were, who's going to know the original Sandman that wore a gas mask and used a knockout powder to
right,
solve crime. And you had like Wildcat, you had Dr. Fate, Cyclone, um, just all these different characters. Like, I would love to see like a Jay Garrick and an Alan Grant come into play, like the original Green Lantern, the original Flash, and I would love for that to lead into other things to do with the Flash. I keep trying to tell everybody that we need to get the Justice Society first because I feel like it's the Justice Society that inspires Superman, and it's Superman that inspires the Legion of Superheroes. And I feel like if we were to take like Henry Cavill to the future to deal with the Legion of Superheroes, and then go back and let there be like a Batman movie, let there be another Wonder Woman movie, let there be the Flash, Green Lantern, so on and so forth, and then when he comes back, do a Justice League movie. I think that would be a phenomenal way to kind of piece everything together and really build a universe, kind of like how Marvel has done with the Avengers when they were first getting introduced. We got Incredible Hulk, we got Iron Man, we got Captain America, we got Thor, and it all led up to the eventual Avengers. So I would love to see them do that to get ready to set up for another Justice League. Um, and just I want to see Darkseid. I want to see Darkseid come back. That was the most exciting part of the Zack Snyder cut was seeing Darkseid, and I love that scene where it's that scene where it's like that flashback scene where he's fighting the Atlanteans and he's fighting the Amazons and he's fighting the Green Lanterns and he's just whooping ass back and forth. And I mean, you see him get defeated, but he's taken on a whole army almost practically by himself. You know, he just is a monster, and I would love to see them do something similar to that. And I think that we have time to do like the new gods and to really focus in on like those more kind of philosophical kind of characters, because I know that Marvel kind of tried to do it with the Eternals, and I think with the Eternals I feel like they didn't give enough development to the characters to really make it expanded upon, to really make it to get us to really connect with the characters the way that we would connect with like Iron Man and Captain America and so on. But yeah, that's how I see it. Kind of with DC, I would love for them to do something similar to that. I would love for them to build a universe that's like that, where it's the Justice Society and all that.
Muted.
Oh man, you're all good, my man.
Yeah. My fault. But yeah.
Man, y'all really want Superman to turn evil. I don't know why you want Superman to turn evil.
Why do we want
Superman's
Superman
not
to turn?
supposed to.
Oh,
because
wants
it's
Superman to turn
interesting.
evil?
Right? That's why it's interesting. It would be very, very. Come on.
Well. I mean, yes,
Superman going on a rampage, killing people. Who's gonna stop him?
Black Adam might, but
I mean, yeah.
but not, I mean, that is an interesting take, and also that was kind of Zack Snyder's like original plan, like with like the Justice League movies he was planning on making, like by the third, I think he was going to have him be like a slave to, I believe.
Yeah, it was because that was what all those nightmare sequences were, where they were kind of giving us a little taste of what the future was going to be with Superman being evil. But the issue that I have with Superman being evil is that we haven't really seen Superman be the Boy Scout, you know, that Superman hasn't really shown that like that kind of hope inspiring that I would love to see Superman be. That's what I like about the Christopher Reeves movies, is that there was just that kind of hope that he always gave us, you know, that's why he didn't kill Zod. That's why he just sent Zod into the Phantom Zone. And that was it, you know. I just don't want to see Superman go bad, because Superman, I feel like, has the capability to inspire and to give hope. And that is the whole point of Superman, is to give hope to people, and that he's not just, you know, for one set group, but he's here for all of us to protect all of us. And that's what I enjoy about the character. But it would be interesting to see him go all out, and it would be interesting to see him, you know, be evil and to do things like that. But I feel like characters like that should have been like Zod. You know, I wish that we could have seen a bit more of Zod being destructive, being this overpowering menace to the world, and him trying to really take it over and him trying to really do that. So I that's something that I would love to see, and that's why, you know, it kind of sucks that Zod's dead now, but we definitely have more characters that Superman could go up against.
Absolutely. If they could do, like, for some reason, like Lobo or Mongol or like any of like the other big hitters that Superman's gone up against, like we could see him go up against that, or even if like maybe not evil, but like we could see him on red kryptonite or silver kryptonite and make him go like berserk or like rage against the world, or like, because red kryptonite makes you just the opposite of who you are, and silver
and that to me makes more sense. That makes more sense than just having, you know, somebody die in his life and then him going off.
I mean,
you know, I feel like
it
I mean,
have happened before. You know, Lois Lane and one of had got killed in one of them, and he just completely lost it.
hell, that's what the Injustice games are built upon. Uh, Superman with the Joker tricked Superman into killing Lois and their unborn child. As
Yeah,
if that happened, all of Metropolis was like wiped from the earth. So, and from then on, he just lost it with understandably. But yeah, that was a great evil Superman.
yeah,
See, and what I like about the Injustice games, though, is that it wasn't somebody else that killed Lois Lane. It was Superman that killed Lois Lane. To me,
oh,
that was more impactful than if Lois Lane were to
yeah,
just
that,
die.
yeah.
You know, I think that's what probably made him go crazy was the fact that it was his
It
hands
was
that
his
did it.
own
Or it
hand.
something like that, like them, in order for them to try and make a Henry Cavill like evil Superman, like
Yeah.
for him to like take an innocent life or someone that he loved and just
Who knows? This could lead into that. You know what I'm saying? The new Black Adam and everything. Amanda Wallace and then Superman. Black Adam's way. Um, I don't know. This is the first of many confrontations, if there be more. Uh,
well, well, hopefully they make well. Dwayne Johnson wants to do more as Black Adam, and I can't see him not with how like the box office and like the fans are just
right.
calling for him to do
Look,
more.
man. Hey, I'm gonna say this right now. Uh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was the DC saving grace, man, because this movie did
The
so
complete
good
opposite
things.
opinion of your brother.
He-
I'm not wrong. I'm
I can
sorry.
imagine if he was here, he'd be like, no.
He would be like blasphemy, blasphemy.
Yeah. But I mean, come on now. Like, before Dwayne came on the scene with the whole Black Adam and everything, we thought all hope was lost. We didn't see any hope for the future of the DCEU because every time they tried, it didn't do the numbers that they thought it was going to do, or
Right.
it just tanked. You know
Or
what I mean?
or at least when they did, it wasn't like it hasn't been for a good while
Right.
because Man of Steel was like it kind of set the bar and tone
Yeah,
of the
it did.
DCU, as well as Wonder Woman just skyrocketed for
Dude,
sure.
even Deontay had to admit during the movies, he was like, this was better than Man of Steel. Like, I'm like,
Ooh,
I
wow.
mean, in terms of the fights and everything,
Hmm.
most definitely.
I can see that, yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely. Probably my favorite fight from Black Adam was when he, well, when he probably when he took on just the whole JSA and just destroyed them.
Yeah, yeah. But we don't want to talk too much about Black Adam. I think we're gonna
Yeah, I
save
still
that
haven't
for
seen it,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm
So
about to
let's
say,
let's
yeah,
let's
like
back
yeah.
off a little bit. I haven't heard. I've kind of been. I don't even think I sat down and watched the trailers.
No,
It's
no,
just that I've been.
we talking around it. We talking
Oh
around
yeah,
it. Let's just
but
not like when the next podcast comes. We're gonna go all in, full spoilers,
probably
all
so.
of it.
If
oh
anything,
yeah.
the
Hopefully by
promise.
then I've seen it. Hopefully by then I've
Yeah,
Hopefully,
already.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We ain't
Whenever
spoiled
you,
too much for you, did we? Or
No. This is
okay,
all
good.
stuff that I would assume would have
I
already
forgot that
happened.
you said you
No,
didn't see it,
right.
man. That's all.
no. But it was already spoiled for me that after credits scene even before the movie
Oh
came out.
yeah,
Pretty,
yeah.
pretty sure it was
So to
spoiled
me,
for
that
most
was
everyone.
the biggest spoiler that you could have told me was, oh,
Okay,
Henry
yeah.
Cavill is back. Okay,
Right. Even
I
though
would have
I
been pissed.
All right.
even though I kind of knew that he was gonna be in that scene, I was still like just floored and just oh my freaking god,
Like
Oh
finally
man.
he's back. You know,
because
like
it's been a good 5 years since he's been Superman,
Yeah.
excluding the reshoots for Zack Snyder's
Yeah.
Justice League.
yeah, no, it's been quite a while. 2017, right? 2017 was when Justice League came out.
Yes, but
I
yeah,
believe
but
so.
we do not talk about that Justice League. We talk about the true Justice League.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's cut was definitely much better, and it was better because of the depth that they gave the characters, and I feel like it was better because the story felt more put together. It didn't feel like it was somebody else trying to finish up somebody else's work and doing it sloppily.
Right.
You know, that's what I enjoyed about the Zack Snyder cut. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to see Henry Cavill come back. I don't know what that means with the different people that were kind of already introduced. I wonder if we're gonna get the same Deathstroke that we saw at the end of
Justice
was it
League.
Justice League? I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Justice League. Yeah. I would
Yeah.
love to see that Deathstroke. He looked so dope to me.
So
He
would
had
I.
that look of, Slade Wilson. He looked
And
like,
and the guy
oh,
and Joe Manganiello, who played Deathstroke, he's cut, he's ripped, like he's a good actor, like he could play Deathstroke for sure. And
like
before the Batman became the Batman, like this year, it was supposed to be Ben Affleck and him, like Batman versus Deathstroke, but just everything happened in between, and it just didn't happen. I would hope he still wants to play Deathstroke.
right. And I kind of want to see Ben Affleck come back. I mean, my only issue with Ben Affleck is that his Batman is a little bit too bulky for me. I don't like the bulkiness of the Batman. I think that
Pump up the
Batman
real
should be.
chest.
I feel like he should be more lean. I feel
Mhm.
like that's the physique of Batman because he's supposed to be, a martial artist. He's supposed to have different, he's supposed to be able to fight in different styles. And I feel like at that size, he has too much constricting him. I would love to see Ben Affleck come back and do a Dark Knight's Return movie, though. Like, I would love for them to be like, okay, Ben Affleck's Batman did happen, but now we're going to show the future and we're going to put him in a position where he's got to fight mutants and he's got to fight a Joker that's been like kind of catatonic for so long, and then he finally comes back because the Batman is back. So I would love to see them bring Ben back to do something that's similar to like the Dark Knight Returns, especially with the kind of bulkiness that he has with his Batman. I feel like that's more for like an older kind of
someone has a question.
Shoot.
Where's,
Oh God! Do you think Black Panther 2 will be better than the first?
I'll be honest. I didn't really. The Black Panther to me wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't like everybody had said it was when all the hype was around it and everything around it. I just couldn't connect with it as much as I would with the Avengers movies, and kind of going back because I ended up reading Black Panther's origin, because that's kind of mentioned in the Avengers kind of from about issue 70 to like issue 88 or something like that. There's within there you see like the White Ape story where he goes up against I don't think it's M'Baku, but he goes up against one of his closest friends because he's been away from Wakanda and he's been focusing on what the Avengers are doing, and Wakanda is mad at him because he kind of left and he's supposed to be their leader, and that's why this other guy is trying to take over as leader. And I just felt like it was more well executed in the comics than it was in the movie. But what I did like about the movie was that Killmonger was probably my favorite part of the movie because he was somebody
a big reason why it was so good.
I like him because he was really trying to focus on the issues that are outside of Wakanda that he was kind of hands-on seeing,
Killmonger?
Yeah, like I said, that's why I think he was my favorite part of the movie. Is that because he actually had a struggle. He had something that he was having an issue with,
And what's more true to it is that he had a real point. Like he went about it like a really dark and like messed up way, but he really had a point, and that could have been achieved. And if he had gone the way he would have, and T'Challa hadn't gotten the way, but no, like he had a real point that got across to a lot of fans, and like people still probably today still say that Killmonger was so right. He I'm sure a lot of people still do.
And those are the type of villains that I like, that present real world issues and make you really sit and think like, what would you have done in their shoes?
Right. I like villains where you can't where sometimes you can't diminish if they're really the villain.
If they're really the
You
villain or
know?
not. That's a well written villain right
Whose
there.
side are you going to pick?
Like it makes you feel empathetic and it humanizes them. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah,
it makes
because
you think about the real issue at hand. Like this dude is right. I mean, I hate to say it, yeah, he took a lot of lives, but in the overall scheme of things, this is where it led us.
Oh yeah,
And you
dark,
know,
darkened soul for sure. But
type
he
of stuff.
definitely had like a good, like very good true point.
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah. But will the second Black Panther be better than the first?
Yes,
I
the original
personally don't
question.
know.
I don't think
Um,
so myself.
to
I don't know.
me,
It's hard because one, the first one just was one of the biggest and like most
Yeah.
successful movies for sure, and
Hmm.
second, and probably more importantly, it's without Chadwick. It because
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I'm sure I think it'll match up for sure, but will it be better? That's a really, really tough question, and I'll be more than happy to give my opinion after I see it. But it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
man,
how I would feel about it. But but I know the big thing for me is that the introduction of Namor. That's the really big thing for me because that
yeah,
means that we're gonna see more of Atlantis. We're gonna see more of kind of the struggle between Atlantis and the Earth dwellers and things like
surface
that.
world,
Right.
And
yeah,
I'm
and
really
and their connection and their struggle and their real beef and conflict with Wakanda.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, I need to go back and read why because I know that kind of I think it gets brought up in that Avengers versus X-Men story.
Hmm.
I think that's when it comes to a head is when that's when Atlantis finally attacks Wakanda and it causes more issues. But I definitely want to see what Namor is going to be like. I'm not sure how I feel about the guy who's playing Namor because I mean, while I like the Aztec kind of look to it, I
Yeah.
think that it kind of takes away from the Atlantean look that it should have had. That it's
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of more, I wish that I could
Underwater,
see. Yeah, kind of
aquatic.
like how Aquaman was. With
Yeah.
Aquaman, he had the scales
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
embellished in his armor, and he
It's a
looked
very
like he was
different take
someone.
on what
It's
Namor
definitely a
was
different take for sure. I feel
actually.
like I feel like whenever you people hear the word Atlantis, they immediately think to Aquaman and like DC more than
Yeah.
Marvel
Yeah.
because as big as Namor is, he's not. I feel like Aquaman is like
Bigger.
more well known. Yeah, not even before the movie came out, but no, it's just definitely a different take, and it's definitely an interesting take. I like to see what they're gonna do, and not only that, but he's going to be the first like traditionally introduced mutant into the MCU.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that I'm truly excited for. I'm
Um,
finally ready for that.
if there's nothing else on that topic, I think we can move over to talking about Sinister. The sins.
Oh man, I've
That
been so excited to talk about Sinister because um, this goes back all the way back to when Jonathan Hickman jumped on to
X
X-Men to begin with. He
Mhm.
started with House of X, Powers of X,
Mhm.
and that's when we get our first taste of Nathaniel Essex being a part of Krakoa. But as I've read, like what I did was that I kind of went through and I read each individual book and I kind of saw what Sinister was kind of doing throughout all of it. And you could tell he's been playing the long game. You can tell from the very, very get go that he's had his separate intentions. He knows what he's doing and he's going to do what he wants. And I'm excited to see if he's going to work with clones. I'm excited to see if what his other clones are going to do because when we first get introduced to him, he's living on an island with hundreds of other clones of himself and there's only one head Sinister. And then it's funny because you see that head Sinister get
Yeah.
shot and then the mutant Sinister pops up and he's like, you guys are looking for me. And
Jesus.
that's just what it was. And like I think that Nathaniel Essex is just such a interesting character, especially the current Nathaniel Essex that's kind of a little flamboyant, that's more you know I'm gonna walk the walk, I'm gonna talk the talk. I don't care what anyone does.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Nathaniel Essex has been. But I'm excited to see what it's all leading up to, because there's a lot of craziness that has happened in the X-Men world, especially with Orcus. Orcus is this group that of humans that have kind of come together that are trying to team up with Sentinels in order to eradicate mutants and in order to continue the human evolution as being just humans and not Homo superiors. So it's just interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward, and I'm excited for this crossover event, and it's going to change a lot of the things. And I know when you're going to scroll through this article, you're going to see that they're going to be changing some of the names of some of the books that are out right now. The Immortal X-Men are going to become the Moral X-Men. You're going to see like Legion of X turn into the Nightcrawlers. You're going to see, I think they said Knights of X is going to turn into something else. But it's exciting to finally see what we've been waiting for since Sinister joined Krakoa. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see Sinister really dig into people. I'm ready to see Sinister clone people. I want to see things like, I'd be so interested if X-Man came back.
And is Hickman like a part, like helping out with Sinister?
Now,
Sinister?
the thing with Hickman is that Hickman finally finished his run on X-Men with Inferno. And Inferno was kind of like what we were leading up to with Moira McTaggart. And then if you read X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine, we kind of get the extra part of what happened with Moira. And you kind of see her descent from being this ally to being an enemy. And I think that's what was really interesting about Moira's character development over the course of the story, because we really don't see her. We see her in House of X, Powers of X, and then from then on, she's just gone. And then finally, we get through everything that we get through, and it comes to a head in Inferno that this whole time she's only cared about her own intentions. She doesn't care about the mutants. And if they aren't going to do what she wants them to do, then she's going to eradicate them. And that's kind of where we are with Moira McTaggart right now. And it's an interesting take, and it's crazy that we went from her being a mutant to Mystique shooting her and taking away her mutant powers to her now fusing with the Omega Sentinels and becoming that robot human android-esque type character. But at New York Comic Con, they announced this whole Sins of Sinister, and they announced different books that were coming out with it. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a long crossover event. If you scroll down, it'll tell you the actual dates of the books that are coming out and the books that it is going to cross over into.
If you're looking to read and buy, people out there, like, because from what we're hearing and looking at, it's definitely going to be a good read, and definitely something really, really good.
Oh yeah, and like you can see that first cover, and if you keep scrolling down, I think that the next one is Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants. So it's X-Men Red. X-Men Red is going to become Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants, which is insane considering that we went from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants being led by Magneto to now it's the hero Storm, and she's become the leader of this Brotherhood of Mutants. But they're not evil; they are living on Mars. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward. And then you can see Nightcrawlers. Nightcrawlers #1 is what we're going to scroll past next, and that's what Legion of X is going to turn into. And I think that has me excited as well, because Nightcrawler to me is one of the more interesting characters in the X-Men.
Definitely one of my favorites.
That it's this guy that looks like a devil, that looks like a demon, yet he's Catholic, yet he believes in a higher power, that he believes in the same thing that humans believe in. And just because he looks different doesn't mean that he can't have that compassion and that love and that joy that regular people have. I think that he's something much like Superman is, that he's someone that inspires hope. And I think that in times of real dire situations, he's the one that really brings the X-Men together. And then, as you can see, we're scrolling down to the Immoral X-Men. This went from being the Immortal X-Men, as in referring back to mutant resurrection. We found out about that during House of X, Powers of X, that the mutants have found a way to bring themselves back from the dead. And now we're seeing that all kind of come around. Like, I believe that Sinister had a lot to do with the mutant resurrection. I think that he was one of the people that really helped them figure out the formula and which mutants had to be involved in order to make that resurrection happen. But oh man, you can see that beautiful Emma Frost cover.
Oh man,
One of my personal favorite characters has been Emma Frost. Emma Frost has always been interesting to me. She's always been someone, and visually, I'd put her up there with like Scarlet Witch, with being someone that you can do something with that makes her look incredible. And
I can agree with that. Yeah,
she's one that I personally collect covers of, because she's someone that's just not only interesting, but just absolutely beautiful whenever you sit there and you really look at the art. And she's someone that it's not that hard to really mess up. Like, I see a lot of different artists work on X-Men books, and they almost always find ways to make her look like she's one of the most beautiful people in the room.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see the Sins of Sinister, SOS. And I remember when they finally announced it, it was like it was a little promo thing, and it was just SOS, and we couldn't tell what it was. We just knew it was going to be the next X-Men event. But now with the new previews out, they finally solicited that Sins of Sinister #1. And if you scroll down a little bit, we'll finally be at that checklist of what it is that's going to be coming out, what it is, what times they'll be coming out. You can see them all there. It's going to be running from December to April. We're going to get a good about four months of the Sins of Sinister, and I'm excited to see what it's going to bring. And I think it's really going to change the X-Men stuff moving forward. I think that this is the beginning of that fall of X that we're looking toward, I think in the summer of 2023. I think that this is kind of going to be the catalyst that brings us to that fall of X, and kind of what Hickman started. We're going to see what it's finally coming to, and I think that's something to really look forward to. These are incredible. Like, I think that it's been an incredible story. I think that the Moira McTaggart stuff has been interesting, but the Sinister stuff, we've just gotten very little, just clips of it, but we know something's going on. And I really enjoyed his book that he was on, Hellions, where he led his own team. And I just remember there's a part in Hellions where they're leaving Otherworld, and Otherworld is kind of like Camelot, where Merlin lives, where King Arthur is. It's considered to be, it's called Otherworld,
which they cover in the Knights of X story that they just published this last year.
Oh yeah, but in Hellions, what ended up happening was that it's explained that if you die in Otherworld, you can't be resurrected, because Otherworld is the catalyst. Well, not the catalyst. It's kind of like the pinnacle of every universe. It's the center of every universe.
A nexus.
So, yeah, pretty much, yeah, the nexus of every universe. So what happens is that when they try to resurrect them, if they're in Otherworld, it's a different person that could be resurrected, because they come from different universes. So that ends up happening to a character called Rockslide, and now they call him Wrong Slide, because he's just not where he is. Like, he's not bulky anymore. He's not really there. He's just kind of always staring blankly, and it's really sad. And it's one of the more upsetting stories when I read. And but back to that Hellion story, you see him steal DNA from one of the Iraqi people, and you see like that DNA is like, because there's another character that lives on Araco that's similar to Sinister, that he experiments on mutants, and that he experiments and he creates these monstrosities, these disgusting looking things. And just the way it and some of the things kind of look like, if you remember, what's his name in Bleach? What's his name? He's one of the captains. He's kind of got that. He's the captain of the medical or the research and development captain.
Mayuri Kurotsuchi.
Yeah, him, and you know his Bankai, where it's just like this
Mhm.
gigantic baby face with
Yeah.
like this gross worm kind of thing behind it, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of character that's on Araco. But Sinister steals DNA that's similar to that, and we haven't
That's
seen what
so
he's gonna
funny.
do with that yet. I mean, I think that we see that him try to clone that character, but I think that with that DNA, we're gonna see a lot more,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just want to see the monstrosities. I want to see the disgusting things that Sinister has been doing, and I want to see it all come to a head. And I want to know if he's going to continue to be on Araco after that. I want to see if he's going to be another villain again, and he's just going to be a villain, and they're not going to look at
Yeah.
him being an ally anymore. And
Right.
I want to see if they're going to exile him, kind of like they did Sabretooth. Sabretooth was exiled within the first couple of issues of House of X, Powers of X.
Man, I don't know what Sabretooth issue. He's just really bloodlusted or something, man.
I mean, yeah, he's
He
basically
can't
like,
stop.
yeah, he's the same as Wolverine. Only difference is Wolverine like
Wolverine.
ranked, like he knows when to stop. Sabretooth
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
And Sabretooth was definitely more that animal, kind of primal kind of side of what I think he's what Wolverine could have been. You
Yeah.
know, if Wolverine wasn't able to find love and care and having the positive support that he ended up having with the X-Men.
The difference between them is like Sabretooth actually loves what he does. He loves the blood. He loves the
Yeah.
gore. Whereas Wolverine was trying to
He's just
find,
the best at what he does.
you know. So, yeah.
But yeah, like I definitely want to see what's going to happen moving forward with the Sins of Sinister and really the X-Men. We're finally getting to a head with all of this stuff that Hickman started,
Mhm.
and it's all going to lead to this fall of X. And I'm ready to see what it is that we've been building towards the last couple of years, and I want to see, you know, the outcome of what Krakoa was, you know, and I wonder if things are going to change moving forward for the X-Men after that, if Krakoa is going to be a steady thing, or if they're going to have to move back to being in like the school for the gifted and
Right.
you know situations like that. So I'm definitely interested, especially with the big plays that have happened with the occupation of Mars, with them having Krakoa, with them having different uh, avenues all over the universe. You know, I just want to see what's going to happen moving forward.
Changes are coming.
Oh yeah, definitely in the X-Men world. And then I'm going to hint on it just a little bit, but there's definitely, and this isn't the only event that's about to happen. We might be able to talk more in depth about it on Thursday, but we do have a Spider-Man event
Dark
coming up
Web.
in December, and that one is definitely interesting because I think it ties back into the X-Men because Madeline Pryor is going to be involved. And if you're reading New Mutants, you understand that Madeline Pryor is now the queen of Limbo because magic has given her the throne. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Madeline Pryor. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Ben Riley Chasm. It's just we have a lot to look forward to. I think come December and come January.
I'm
What's that
definitely
game?
psyched for Dark Web to come for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely, man. There's quite a few things coming out, man. That is like it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time.
And right now they're doing the end of the Spider-Verse story.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what they were leading up to, and I think that goes into that Mark Bagley Spider-Man run. I think that's what Edge of the Spider-Verse did, is that it was leading into Spider-Man for the Mark Bagley stuff.
Right.
And I believe Mark Bagley was the one that did the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of like a return to that kind of art style that we saw with Ultimate Spider-Man. And you could definitely tell in that #1 for the new Spider-Man title.
You definitely can. The
that
cover
it's-
definitely like looks very similar to like the Ultimate Spider-Man, and even like the artwork and the style inside of it for sure.
Oh yeah. So it's just exciting in the comic book world what's going to happen with Marvel right now. And then of course I'll just touch on a little bit of DC Comics. Like we just kind of got the ending of Flashpoint Beyond.
Oh yeah.
Flashpoint Beyond, if you aren't aware, it's kind of like a continuation of Flashpoint if Barry Allen leaving didn't fix anything. So Thomas Wayne sees Barry Allen go, but his timeline doesn't change. He's still there. Eobard Thawne is still on the ground with the sword in him. You know, there's just so much that's happening in like the Flashpoint universe that we finally get to come back to, and I love that Jeff Johns has been writing it because he was the one who wrote Flashpoint to begin with. So
Jeff Johns.
It's exciting to see, and I'm ready to see what else is going to come next when it comes to DC, especially with Dark Crisis also about to come to an end.
Right. I think there's like 2 issues left.
I think it's 7 issues. I think we're on issue 5 right now.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm definitely ready to see what's going to happen because, of course, with it being a crisis event, things are going to be revamped, things are going to be changed, and I'm excited to see what changes are going to be made.
For sure.
All right. If that's everything on that, we have like a couple more things to cover. I don't know. Cameron, did you want to talk about Gotham Knights? Maybe your review.
I can if you. I mean, I definitely can. I mean, I haven't gotten. It's only been 5 days. Yeah, it came out Friday. Haven't had too much time playing it, but from what I've played, it's fairly pretty good. I mean, nothing will beat Arkham City, or for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's not a continuation of the Arkham series. It's its own standalone game, and you can tell by that from just the graphics and just the style and like how the characters are designed and everything. But yeah, no, from what it's different for sure, but it's pretty good for sure. Go ahead and start the gameplay footage for sure, and I can keep talking. And the character designs are really good so far for sure. And for anyone who has or hasn't started the game or played the game or seen what happens, it starts like because Gotham Knights' premise is like a world where Batman dies and the others have to carry on. It literally picks up starts with like us watching Batman die, like at the hands of one of his most treacherous and most dangerous enemies, Ra's al Ghul. And granted, it's only a cinematic. You don't play it, you don't jump into it, but it definitely feels like a movie. But it's just the graphics for sure, like on point for sure.
I think it's interesting that they chose Ra's al Ghul to be the one to kill Batman. I think that was definitely an interesting choice. Because when I think of the death of Batman, I would assume that it would be Joker to be the one to finally do Batman in, and I think that it would be Batman doing Joker in, and I think that would be how his demise would really come about. So it's interesting to see them choose Ra's al Ghul as being the one to kill Batman.
Right.
I thought that was something that was definitely an interesting take on. It was something that I didn't expect,
Neither did I. I was like, for some reason, because from the trailers and from everything we've seen and heard about like what the game's going to be, we know the game is like the big bads, like the main villains it's focusing a lot on the Court of Owls, and I thought, wait, are we really having the court kill him now? But no, but I thought it was a definitely a good right turn twist because I was not expecting Ra's, but that just made it more interesting and good for me. But and the variety of who you get to play is Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood. I've played it all 4 so far. I would say my favorites to play are Batgirl and Nightwing. Batgirl, she definitely fights and moves more like Batman, especially because of like the cape and just like how just how she fights like him for sure. And but and Red Hood, he's just really strong, really powerful. Not a lot knocks him down, and the pistols that he uses, like he can shoot from a distance. They all can, but he's the shot man for sure. But and
Yeah.
Nightwing and Robin are really good too. I would say I like Robin a little bit more than Nightwing, just me personally, because just from as Robin, I feel is a little bit more like comfortable and like to play as, and he's a lot faster, in my opinion. But they're all really good, and the designs and how they interact with one another, it definitely feels like they've been. It definitely feels like they're staying true to the characters for sure, and like how they interact with one another, how they talk and how they joke, and how they're like, you need to follow my lead, and just like stuff like that. But yeah, they're definitely staying true to the characters for sure.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
And now
Man.
you say you say Robin. Now is it Tim Drake Robin or is it
Tim
Damian Wayne?
Tim Drake Robin.
Okay, is
Yeah.
Damian involved in the game at all, or is it
As far as I know, no. Like I said, I haven't gotten too far. I've only just found out about the court of owls,
okay?
and but and we definitely get more from the League of Assassins after Batman and Ra's fight. But I won't spoil too much for anyone who's watching and wants to play and hasn't. But 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 I don't. I mean, we definitely get more from characters that are in Batman's world, even Bruce Wayne's world, that you wouldn't think would be in it, which is interesting for sure. But no, yeah, and yeah, Tim Drake's Robin, Jason Todd, and it's actually they actually go into depth with with kind of like these audio files of like Bruce telling us what he thinks of all of them, and like what his experience has been with them, and like what he's gone through with each of them, with
Yeah.
with Tim finding investigating him, with Jason dying and coming back, with Barbara striking out of their own, and etc.
Oh yeah, like what I like, and I think in the comics they've always kind of tried to touch upon that Batman truly is proud of all four of them, all five of them actually, if you include
Right.
Damon, that
Right.
he's always, seen them in a positive light, and I think that that's something that's exciting. Like I'm trying to remember what book it was that I read. I think it may have been the Three Jokers, and Jason Todd has to go back to Crime Alley, and Batman has to. I think it's Jason Todd. I could be mixing up my books. I get Batman. I get all mixed up because there's so many stories out there. But
Right.
there's a scene where he tells either Jason or it may even be Dick Grayson. Actually, I think it was Dick. I think it was Dick because he was Nightwing. So he tells Nightwing, he's like, I already lost my parents there. I don't want to lose my son there. So he tells him explicitly to be careful because they're dealing with, I think it's Scarecrow. It may have been during the Fear State event. I think they're dealing with Scarecrow and he has to go back to Crime Alley, and Nightwing goes there and he's just like, be careful because you are my son and I want you to be safe.
Right.
And I think that that's such an important part of Batman's
So,
life,
question.
Right.
Is it so? This is open world. It looks like, right?
Yeah. I haven't.
Oh.
I haven't done too much. I haven't played too much in the co-op, like with other players. But as far as I know, like other players can like join in and like because you can, besides like story wise like missions, you can definitely like go around the city and stop crimes like right here. Granted, most of them are all the same, but the higher in level that you get, like the tougher they, like the more harder they get for sure. But yeah, I've heard good things about the co-op, and you can and you can design and alter the costumes, as you can see right here. Because right now, Batgirl looks a lot like Batman Beyond. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
style that is, but there are different styles of the suits. Like they have style of Titans, style of Neon Noir, of where you would look like a privateer, what basically a pirate, more or less, and you can even look like a Talon of the Cord uh,
See,
here.
now that was going to be one question I was going to bring up is Talon in the game? Is he a part of it? Like,
Well,
because
I've only fought like a couple of like the low level like court owls that with just like the mask,
Yeah.
but I would think that talons are gonna be in here, if not one, just but yeah, it's a court of owls, and it's when I first got into like diving into the court, it definitely gave that creepy, eerie, like chilling vibe for sure.
Oh,
So
you're customizing your suit and
yeah,
everything.
Beyond
So
suit.
yeah.
I was right. It is Batman Beyond.
So you had it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, and just to put it out there, I don't know if everybody playing the game is aware of it, but there is currently a book out right now called
Gilded Age.
Gilded. I think it's Gilded Knights, isn't it? Or
I
is
think
it Gilded Age?
I think it's Gilded
Um.
Age.
It's one of it's something like that. But what it is that it has I think a code in it for you to be able to unlock certain things in the game, kind of like how Fortnite has been doing it with their books, by adding like a little code in there for you to unlock some extra stuff. So I'm not sure if people are aware of that, but there is a current series happening right now, and I think that it's an ongoing for at least maybe 6 issues, maybe six. I
Six
wouldn't say
issues, and it's
ongoing.
before like Gotham Knights happens because it's it's like two different stories happening in time. Like one, one side of it is Batman investigating the court, I believe. I'm not too sure, but another I know is happens in the 1800s. I can't remember, but with another with someone else, but yeah, the first issue just came out last week, I think. So yeah, I haven't gotten it or read it yet, but I might soon.
Yeah, but I'm just putting it out there because I know that people like to unlock extra stuff, and knowing that there's a comic book out there of the game that ties to the game and that it can tie into the story and that it also has, that extra content that people love to have.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
Yeah.
the map of Gotham is vaster than I thought it was going to be at first because uh, you can there's different parts of like New Gotham, Old Gotham, and even like historical sites and like the GCPD right here, and they have the Iceberg Lounge and Monarch Theater
Oh.
and a bunch of other like
That's
sites and
that's
buildings.
really cool.
Yeah,
Now, please tell me that you've come
They got
across the Ace
amusement mall.
Chemicals.
become across who?
Ace Chemicals. Please tell
I,
me you've come across Ace Chemicals.
I feel like I should have, but I I honestly can't say I probably have. I don't think I paid attention. That should be in there, but
Right.
I would think so. But yeah, no, there's definitely like a bunch of like noticeable buildings for sure, and more history, like where you can like if you scan like an historical site, like uh, uh, pl- uh plate, it can give you like a deep dive into the history as and a bunch of other challenges too that you can do, like trying to find batarangs and trying to collect evidence and like interrogate criminals. It'll definitely keep you busy for a good while for sure. It's the it's not the greatest Batman game, but it's definitely a really good one for sure. It's definitely not the worst. I would recommend anyone who loves Batman for sure to get this game for sure. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I think definitely for the people that love the Bat family too. I think that it's a game really made for those people because I was actually surprised to see how many people really enjoy the Bat family. That it's not just Batman that people care about. There are some
Right.
people that explicitly get just Nightwing. They don't care about Batman. They're just like Nightwing is such a cool character. Or there are certain people that care about Red Hood. That's why we ended up getting like Red Hood and the Outlaws, and we ended up getting uh kind of like solo books with Red Hood. It was because they were people just liked the characters so much.
Yeah, and
And
even
that's why like Batgirls has a book right now, and Damian Wayne Robin has a book right now.
and right,
Tim Drake Robin has a book right now. So like it's interesting to see how much people love the Bat family, because from my perspective, I've always kind of looked at them as being just secondary characters, but kind of seeing them come into their light and kind of seeing them come into, you know, this new kind of era where we can see what it's really like for them, you know, and what it's really
out
going on with them.
to get out of Batman's shadow and like them to like stand out on their own and see what they can do outside of Gotham and outside of Batman, which is really cool for sure. And we've even played games before where it's mainly just Batman, but we can also play as the others, like in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, where we can basically play as almost everyone. And
Oh man, I loved playing as I love the Catwoman DLC for Arkham City.
yes,
I think that's why Arkham City was probably one of my favorite, like is my favorite out of all of them. Is just that it had that open world that was huge. It was
yes,
a gigantic open world, especially for like back in the days that it was made. It was back when it was just the 360 and the PS3, and graphics hadn't quite, you know, fully gotten to where we see them today with the PS5 and all of that. You know, this is two
but
generations of games back,
it's
but it
still
was
real.
something so revolutionary. It felt like it was something completely different. The fighting style, the game style,
And
the
they just expanded on it, like not only like the map, but just like the world of Batman as well as the
Yeah.
villains. 'Cause they did so like it was such a huge like hit.
Yeah.
Asylum set the bar, and City just cleared the bar.
Yeah.
oh
It
yeah,
did.
it broke through the roof like Willy Wonka at the end of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, just
That's right.
straight out.
Yeah. Uh,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
no,
man.
it is definitely a game that I would be interested in playing if I had a system, but
I,
it
I'll
it's just
come
one of those
over.
games that
You can
sticks
play it
out.
on mine sometime. I don't care. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
All
I may
right.
have to take you up on that offer, man, because that game sounds pretty dope to me.
Yeah. All right. I guess next. Let's see. Did you want to? All right. I think we got like two more things to discuss. The Christmas special, and I think I'm gonna say Pokemon for last because I know we like the last time me, Deontay, and Kim just kind of went all out on that one. Like,
Yeah, we're definitely Pokemon nerds for sure.
Oh
But
yeah, I'll leave that to you guys. I'll probably head off the stream about that
yeah,
time because I'm over. I am so oblivious to Pokemon. Like, because I was even telling Will before we even started the thing. I was like, the last game that I really played was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I only played them because they were a callback to
which is a
Gold
good
and
game.
Silver,
Which are
yeah,
which
both
I thought
good
they were
games.
amazing. I thought that they were.
And they are. But we're sidetracking. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That's what we're talking about,
right,
right?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Oh man.
oh my gosh. It's oh my gosh. Did we want to play the trailer for people like for who
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen
We can
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
play the trailer because I'm about to get all giddy because it's
it? Have you
footloose, man.
have you've seen it, right, Thomas?
I have. I watched it right before we got on stream just so I could be like, oh man. I wanted to be prepared, and then I didn't expect to see
The
who I saw in
legendary.
the trailer. So let's get to this trailer. I
Oh my
definitely want to check it out with you guys. Like, you know, oh man, you missed it. We talked about that Ant-Man trailer. I know since we got a
oh,
little bit of
I'm
time to.
for it for sure. I'm so psyched for Kang. He looks so freaking good.
Oh yeah.
The
That's what
Oh yeah,
me and
definitely.
Will were talking about was Kang just, and it was comic accurate. That kind of when he comes down and you see his hands out and he's got that whole get up. Oh man!
for
All
sure.
right, here we go. Let's get into this trailer.
Make it full screen and yeah.
Got the volume up.
I just saw on the calendar that right now on Earth it's almost Christmas time.
We don't have time for trivialities like Christmas.
But Peter's so sad about Gamora being gone. Maybe if we go to Earth for a really wonderful Christmas gift, it would make him happy.
Just these two on Earth. That's gonna be hilarious.
Oh,
Something
man.
special he will never forget.
What about someone special?
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
We're looking for the legendary Kevin Bacon.
You just said that, Drax.
Your voice is small and mousy. I think maybe he didn't hear you.
He actually
You're
got
coming
him.
with us. That's a Christmas present. I'm Groot.
Kevin Bacon.
Jesus. Definitely a season's greetings from Marvel. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I really wasn't expecting that.
I definitely wasn't expecting a trailer right after yesterday, let alone Kevin Bacon being in this. Oh my god.
I'm surprised that they even got him. I was like, oh my god, there's no way they got Kevin Bacon. And then you see him in the trailer. I'm just like,
He had to have a blast for them. He had to have a blast for sure, and just the thought of Drax and Mantis, who are hilarious together in any situation, but the thought of them being on Earth and just talking to people and seeing and just being on Earth.
It looks funny. Like, and that's what I like about the Guardians movies is that they were always more comedic, and it felt more natural for them to be more comedic than, let's say, like Thor. I feel like Thor should have been much more serious. Now, granted, I did love Ragnarok. I thought Ragnarok was the best of the Thor movies. But then again, they messed up the whole Planet Hulk aspect of it. You know, I would love to see a real Planet Hulk movie where he's just destructive. But this holiday special is definitely something to look forward to. And Groot,
he bulked up.
His teenage
Beefcake Groot now. Like
he's getting back to like what he looked like.
That's his quarterback days.
Yeah, he's just like beefcake, man. Oh no,
he's juicing on chlorophyll. He's got to be.
Yeah, man, he's absorbing too much sun.
Nah, that's look. He's on varsity football, man. He has to be bulky.
He's got to be.
Clearly.
I'm looking forward to see Groot. Like, we've seen Groot be like a kid and then go back to being a teenager. I can't wait to see bulk Groot just.
Yeah. Hey, you think he can take the Hulk?
He could definitely hold the Hulk for a good while.
He can hold the Hulk, but I don't think he could take the Hulk. No, I think the Hulk would probably he would turn him into a toothpick. That's what would happen with the Hulk.
What I was actually kind of surprised to see was that they're having Cosmo in it, like in the special, because Cosmo's going to be in Volume 3, and so I wasn't expecting. So I guess they're going to have Cosmo join up with them before then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right,
man.
And I'm so. Do you think there's going to be any nods to Adam Warlock in this holiday special?
Maybe. Gunn did say that you should not miss it because there's going to be some stuff in there before, because it's between Love and Thunder and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So there's definitely going to be some stuff. I would think maybe, if not Adam Warlock, probably Gamora, because Zoe Saldana is supposed to be in this, as far as I know.
It'd be fun to see her come back as Gamora, because I really love the relationship between Star-Lord and Gamora, and I like how the dynamic was with them two. It was just so fun, and then seeing how the events of Infinity War, was that what it was? Was that was that the one that Gamora died in, or was it an Endgame?
No, it was Infinity War, where Thanos basically dropped her like a rock for a gem, and then Endgame is when the 2014 timeline version of her came back and stayed.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how they're going to bring back Gamora, and I'm interested to see how they're going to rebuild that relationship between Star Lord and Gamora. And with this, now Guardians 3, is that going to be the last Guardians movie we're going to get?
That's going to be the last Guardians with the main cast, I would imagine, as well as James Gunn.
Yes. Oh, James Gunn. Big news for him, with him
co-heading, co-CEOing, co-chairing DC Studios now, which is big.
I was like, and I feel like he's one of those people that is not only in love with the medium, but I think he's a fan.
Oh,
and I
absolutely.
think that's how you create something that is synonymous among the fans.
You can
Is
see
that
you can see the love he has for in the Guardians movies and the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker and just anything that he does, that he puts everything into it. And I definitely trust him more than I did the last guy.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see, as long as it all stays and kind of like, I'd like to see some comedic DC movies, but I'd like to stay with that serious tone, that that very
for sure.
Oh yeah, the kind of like grimy kind of tone that Zack Snyder kind of built with it. I think that DC is definitely more of like a darker medium to work with.
No, let's just set up a meeting. Let's set up a meeting between James Gunn, Dwayne Johnson, and Zack Snyder. I'm sure the three of them can come to some conclusion, and and him coming back.
Oh yeah, but it's all sorts of exciting to see what's going to happen with DC moving forward. But
Volume 3 should be, at least for the main cast, like the last, because Dave Bautista said he's done playing Drax after this, and I would imagine Chris, Zoe, most of them are probably not done for a good while, if not forever.
Right.
They could always do different Guardians, because Adam Warlock will be in this one. Palm Clementia, TF, this will be her second Guardians movie, so she could do more. And I would first, if one person were to say from the original core, I would think it would be Rocket.
Oh yeah, and I think that it's because Rocket is one of those characters that, since he's CGI'd in, he's not one that really ages like the rest of them. He's not one that really makes a lot of physical changes over a period of time, and I think that that's someone that he could really. Rocket and Groot, I can see being like the head of the Guardians after the third movie
for sure. And Sean Gunn's not going anywhere as Rocket, or Kraglin even, for sure. And Bradley Cooper, I mean, all he's got to do is voice Rocket, and he does it so wonderfully and just comedically. But yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. And then, of course, I can see Nebula joining in after Guardians 3. I can see her continuing with it, because I think that that's someone that really enjoys the character, considering what you have to go through to get that kind of makeup on you and to go through with it.
Thankfully, she doesn't have to shave her hair anymore, because that's what she had to do for the first movie.
Right. But I'm definitely excited to see what they're going to do, and I'm ready to see more of the cosmic side of Marvel, and that's what I want to see going into the next phase. I want to see the cosmic, galactic kind of stuff. I want to see, especially if we're going to get the Fantastic Four. I want to see solar flares. I want to see the Kree. I want to see the Skrulls. I want to see more things along those lines. I think that that's definitely the direction that Marvel needs to go push into, because I like the different multiverses and all that, just them working on that. Yeah, but it's just there's only so much that you can do with those universes unless you want to bring them into that universe that they're building. Kind of like how No Way Home did with introducing that Venom symbiote into the Earth that they're on. I hate saying 616 because it's not 616. But for all intents and purposes,
it is not
it's 616.
Yes.
But
But no, we're definitely getting to more of the cosmic side for sure with Quantum Mania and the Marvels coming out this year too, and Guardians, and eventually Fantastic Four. And I even hear that they're going to do similar to what the holiday special and Werewolf by Night. They're going to do a special presentation for the Silver Surfer.
oh yeah, I heard about that too. And then we're finally gonna get the X-Men soon.
That
They
can't come any sooner.
they finally announced that they're gonna do a special presentation, and I like the way that they're gonna do it. That it's gonna be a presentation for each individual one, so that we get like an hour to connect with each of these characters,
And
which
then
is
we
something
get
that
the
the
movie.
X-Men movies never really were able to capture, was that they kind of had to bring everybody in. And it really almost always felt like a Wolverine movie, all the X-Men movies, because Hugh Jackman was always kind of like front and center
The lead
for the
man.
most part.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Outside of like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, but yes, but no. First, and then when they all come together, it's just gonna be a huge payoff.
oh yeah, and then but I really hope that they go with the original team to start. I want to see Jean Grey done. I want to see Scott Summers, Iceman, Beast, uh, man, Angel. I want to see those five. You know, I want to see them get a special presentation, and then I want to see Professor X at the end of every single one of them being like,
Like
"Come with me,
recruiting them for sure.
to me, my X-Men."
Oh man, I would definitely want like I know if not the original team, like or along with them, like Storm and like Nightcrawler and even like maybe Gambit, even like because I know he's not like a traditional like X-Men, but he is and he isn't, but still, like I would definitely want them to do something with Gambit for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see them do that, and I feel like there are so many mutants that they could focus on. You know, from because like that, like you said, with that what it is that giant size X-Men team that I want to see them kind of introduce a little later. You know, that team with Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Thunderbird.
Kitty
You know,
Pryde.
all the international characters. You know, yeah, Kitty Pryde came a little later. She what ended up happening with Kitty Pryde was that she joins the X-Men in I think 129, and she's kind of like the sidekick, you know. What up, Deontay?
Yo, shout out to Deontay.
Hope you feeling better.
That's good, man.
Right, man.
You're more than happy to jump in if you can, but
oh yeah, he said he wouldn't be able to at the moment, but he's going to be down in the comment section. So
Rock on. I'm glad that he is, because I know when we finally segue to you guys doing Pokemon, he can definitely
like comment like what he says, and then we can
just
but
yeah. But I'm just saying, if you're not a part of the Squirtle Squad, I don't know what you're doing.
No, Charmander.
Yeah.
I'm for Charmander too, but Squirtle Squad is probably my second choice. And
yeah, no, Squirtle Squad was just too like a bunch of Squirtles wearing like sunglasses. I'm sorry, that beats every other Pokemon. Just Squirtle Squad.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. Why don't we just like they? I guess since we're on the subject, we can switch. They do have some news, some gameplay footage on how everything works, and there's a new mechanic in there called terrorizing or
terrestrializing. Yeah,
terrestrializing. There, it and it's really cool. You guys
it's different.
Have to check it out for yourselves, man. Like it's different.
It's basically you're able to cover your Pokemon's able to like be coated with this crystallizing like submatter, and it ornates them like a chandelier, but it amps them up as well as like even change their type. Like, and it depends on like it depends solely on the Pokemon. Like for all like I've seen the gameplay footage of like an EVB, like a ground type, or even like a grass type for sure. Yeah,
Like
and you
from
could
what
like
I've
peek.
seen, like I guess it is to also help, make it a little bit more competitive. Like some of them, like say you're fire, your weakness is water. You can do that. You can terrestrialize and get a new attribute, maybe grass, or turn into electric or something that'll help you combat that. You know what I mean? But
Man.
yeah, hold on.
Now, before you guys get on too deep, I'm gonna go ahead and peace on out of here. It was nice being on here today. You know, I definitely had a good time with you guys.
Definitely.
I'm
I'm just
ready
sorry.
for more of these talks. You know, I'm really hoping that we can continue doing this kind of nerd news. You know, Saturday night nerd news segments and things like that. So
Catch us
I'm
on
definitely
Tuesdays, Thursdays,
excited.
and Saturdays.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. You
But
know,
definitely,
Yeah.
I'm just sorry I was so late to the party, but I'm just glad I'm here for sure. And that's the plan, to keep this up for sure. And hopefully, like D can like join us more once he's into feeling better.
oh for sure. But you guys rock on. Thank you, Will, for having me.
Oh, most
Thank you for being
definitely.
here, Cameron. I will be catching you guys later. You
All
guys
right,
talk
bro.
about this Pokemon stuff, and like I said, if you're not with the Squirtle Squad, you ain't with it. But all right, y'all.
Stay around, brother.
Peace out.
Peace. But yeah, let me see. Let me pull up the. I don't know if you've seen this one. You probably have.
I'm sure I have. Was it the one? What just came out earlier today?
I think so.
New ghost type. God, I can't remember what they called
Oh,
it.
you're talking about graveyard or something
You
like
know,
that.
Gravier or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Okay.
All right, everyone. It's almost time to begin your journeys in the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. Are you ready? You'll get to catch Pokemon, raise them, and battle them as you embark on an adventure where the familiar charms of the Pokemon series evolve into a new experience.
Dude, what is that? I don't know. My internet's been. I don't know. I don't know if it's. Well, yeah. Of course, it has to be mine, but yeah.
No, it's all good, man.
I'm gonna pause it real fast.
As a student at an academy in the Paldea region,
yes,
you'll take part in an independent study program called the Treasure Hunt. And you'll search this vast world for a precious treasure of your very own. But hey, at this point, you probably knew all that already, right? Here's something we hope even you well-informed viewers will enjoy: a sneak peek at 4 particular trainers' journeys in Paldea. Now, let the adventures begin. This trainer is battling a Pokemon called Lechonk. Lechonk is a gourmand. It's proud of its nose, which it uses to sniff out delicious food.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely
look! Quaxley terrestrialized.
Terrestrializing.
What's that?
They're terrestrializing.
Oh yeah.
Terrestrializing is a phenomenon unique to the Paldea region, but all Pokemon can do it. It adds extra punch to moves of the Pokemon's Terra type. What's that over there? Is that a glowing Pokemon? It seems to be a Jigglypuff. But why is it shining so bright? Better approach it slowly and start a battle. Whoa! It terrestrialized! Looks like this Jigglypuff has the water type for its Terra type. Apparently, these sparkly wild Pokemon will terrestrialize in battle.
Mm-hmm.
They're
This
definitely trying to
Jigglypuff
like
seems pretty
add more to
tough,
like, keep it fresh and like
but Quaxly's strong too.
not let it like stay the
Feeling
same
and
and be like boring
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I just don't want it to get to the point where they add too much and it's like a little overwhelming. A little
When they
bit.
start fusing Pokemon, that's probably what we like. No, that's too much. We're out. Like now they're
Yeah.
trying to like copy like Digimon or something like that.
Yeah. Like yeah, it's just I don't know.
enough damage to a wild Terra Pokemon causes its terastallization to come undone. Now, throw a Pokeball! Its own and won. That's because the trainer gave Quaxly the Let's Go command. Using Let's Go will send your lead Pokemon out onto the field to battle. If a Pokemon gets sent out toward an item, it'll go pick it up, just like Quaxly here. What a useful command for searching your surroundings. These Pokemon are so helpful, giving their all for their partner.
I like
Next,
how
the trainer opens his map to see where he wants to go.
Walk. Like
yeah.
Like when Thomas was talking earlier about like how he played Heart and Gold, that was
Mhm.
that was one of the functions in that game, and I really like that because who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to walk along? Who wouldn't want a Pokemon to walk alongside them? Because yeah,
Man, yeah, I actually really like that.
You can set a place as your destination to keep yourself on track as you go. Then we can hop atop the legendary Pokemon Miraidon
What?
and get going. And what have we
AKA
here?
your new
It's
set
a
of
vase
wheels.
belonging to Team Star,
That's
the
weird.
school.
Yeah,
I don't
apparently, yeah, you can. Yeah, the two legendaries that they have on the covers. I don't know how, but apparently you get access to them early. I'm not sure if you can battle with them, but they're basically like your mode of transportation. You can ride them like a motorcycle across the land, and even like ride them across the water and in the air. It's different. It's weird.
Yeah, like it's definitely. I don't know if I'm like a big fan of it or anything. Like I don't think I. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know my buddy of mine is like just not having it for sure.
like yeah, I think they may have done it. Like I don't know, man. Like, it's so weird though. You know, it's like I don't know. I think they may. I think, now I'm thinking like they may be doing a little too much with the game. Like I still like I'm still gonna enjoy it. I
Right,
don't care, but like just don't make it that too goofy.
right.
You know what I mean? Like riding on your Pokemon as transportation, we've been doing that, but then adding wheels to that's a little
Right.
goofy.
I mean, if they wanted to do that, they could have just had us like do that with like any Pokemon that we have, like
Yeah.
Arcanine or something that can run or fly, which
Yeah.
they've done. But I mean, I don't know. It's different, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely not going to keep me from playing it.
Shoot, have it on there where we can drive ourselves or something like where we can I don't know, call a taxi maybe.
The players are like what 10, 12 years old. They can't drive.
They'll be running into stuff, I guess, man. You know, but I don't know, call a taxi, go to the next town over or something. But Jesus Christ, I I don't know if I could take that legendary Pokemon serious. Like you turn into you're a transformer. Goddamn.
Pokemon Transformers. There was more to me. There was more than
Yeah.
meets the eye.
But outside of that, I like it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I like it too. I mean, it's still got the same. It still has the same like open world and like battling style that Sword and Shield and Legends of Arceus has.
Yeah.
Which are both amazing for sure. And yeah, I mean, I think this one should hopefully be good too. It's
definitely going to be different because like the main focus is always, other than catching Pokemon, has always been like gym battles. But gym battles are still in this, from what I remember. But like the trailer said, you're a part of an academy, like a school, and you're apparently going on a journey to find a treasure of your own. It's different. I'm not sure what it means exactly, but it's just different for sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know how, but I guess I just can't. I can't wait for it to come out. Like, hopefully, I'll be able to, by that time, get the console, get the Switch, and everything.
We gotta get 3 weeks before it comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. There you can find like an older like shop like nearby that sells them like for a lower price.
Yeah, definitely. I know that they're supposed to be on sale. Huh?
I didn't say anything. Did you?
Oh, I said they're supposed. I think at GameStop they're down at 150, which isn't bad, you know.
I saw a few. Well, not the regular ones, but and a few that were like 250 and like 290. So
Yeah.
some are definitely higher in price for sure, but still.
Right, yeah. Man, shoot, hey, I'll take a used one, I guess. I'm not gonna complain as long as it looks brand new and it still functions.
Works. Right.
Yeah.
No bugs, no broken anything.
Right.
Nothing
As
missing.
long as it works. Yep. That's all I ask for. You know what I'm saying? Then
Right.
I can catch up on the rest of Pokemon that I missed out on.
Right.
Sword and Shield and everything like that, man.
I know. I'm behind myself. I mean, I'm the last one I've been playing lately is just like Black 2. I'm just going back like a couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while, but yeah. And
I
then
think
I'll
Pokemon Black 1 was my favorite. Well, Black 2 too. Well, I don't know. Which one had Reshiram in it? Whichever one had Reshiram in it.
Reshiram, that would have been black, I think. Either black or white.
I think okay, so it's the colors are they switched the colors.
Yeah,
like I think
then it would be black. Yeah, it would be black. I'm
Okay.
wrong. Yeah, it's
definitely. Yeah.
Probably some of my favorites are Diamond and Platinum, like that's the era, and probably like Alpha Omega, and like X.
Yeah. So like I said, I think Crystal, Heart Gold,
Heart Gold,
Emerald. Let's see what else. Oh, Pokemon Y, X and Y. I like both of them. And I think that's pretty much it. Pokemon Black and Pokemon Diamond. Those are my picks right there.
For sure. Yeah. I still don't know what starter I'm gonna pick. I'm either stuck between Coco and Quaxley.
I know I'm definitely Team Fuecoco. I've always been Team Fire starter. Like all of my starter Pokemons, not all of them. Most of all of my starter Pokemons were fire types, except for Samurai and Swampert. Those are the only water types that I had.
Right. The majority of mine have always been fire types too. Charmander, Cyndaquil, Chimchar, but I've definitely picked a few grass and water types like Trico and Froakie and Rowlet and yeah, I'm
Trico's a
waiting.
good one too, man.
Trico's really freaking good. I mean, I feel I feel like for some reason it's either between Trico and Torchic, and Hoenn. I will always go Trico for sure, but
Yeah,
I'm just waiting to see like what like their evolutions are gonna look like in order to make like a decision.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. I wish they could leak the list. You know what I'm saying? A little bit early, so yeah, that'd be awesome. And like, I don't know. Yeah, I have a feeling that for Coco, maybe I know he's fired for sure. Of course, that's the standard formula. But I think he's gonna be like Fire and Dragon. I for sure think he's gonna be Fire and Dragon. No
We've
doubt.
never had like a next like a dragon like starter
Starter
type.
type. That's
That
why I think like
that would be interesting. That would be really cool.
they're
Uh,
definitely going with that.
yeah, because it's definitely like a crocodile, kind of like in the sense of like
Yeah,
what Totodile was. So that could be it. I don't
you
know.
can't have a crocodile in water and he's a fire type. I mean, you could, but
Mhm.
it just I don't know. It don't fit his aesthetics, or I don't know, man. It's hard
No,
to say.
we're only guessing. I mean,
Yeah,
we're just as clueless as everyone else is. Like until like someone leaks it or like they reveal it.
yeah.
But yeah. If the others were to get like secondary types, Quaxley could maybe I don't know. Quaxley could maybe be like a flying type. I mean, but that would be easy, like a little bit, or I don't know. It's just hard. Careful on this topic. We got a Pokemon episode next month. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're being careful. We're not
Yeah, we're
digging too.
just talking about the starters and stuff.
And the game. If
As a matter of fact, yeah, we're still in the context of Scarlet and Violet.
yeah, cool your jets, man. When we go in like the Pokemon episode, we'll do a full deep dive, not
Oh
just
yeah,
game.
man, I can't wait for that one. Yeah, yeah.
I've been a fan of Pokemon since I was a kid. Watched the
But
show, played the games, everything.
question: what do you think the legendaries like? What do you think their typing is going to be?
Well, I'm pretty sure they've revealed their types. I'm
They
just
did.
not. I think so.
Oh,
I can't. Let me see if I can find because the one in Violet looks like it looks like an electric type almost.
it does. It does look like an
It
electric type.
should. I'm. Give me a second.
Okay, so these are the Pokemon that they leaked so far, or they have so far. They have Tito, Fuecoco, Quaxley,
Mhm.
uh,
No, they haven't. No,
Rhydon.
they've showed us what they look like, but they haven't revealed their types. Okay, so they showed us what they look like, just they haven't given away their types.
Okay.
Koraidon.
I think, like, just looking at the one from Scarlet, Corydon, uh, maybe of course, he looks like a dragon. That's a given. Like,
Hmm.
definitely looks like a dragon. But like he has like purple accent, so dragon, poison, or but then a red makes me think of fire.
Well, I feel like because of the plumes, he could be like a flying type, maybe,
So
and because of the red and just I don't know, because and maybe the plumage and this like the coloring of it and just
yeah,
his stance. I feel like maybe he could be fighting too. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's hard.
yeah. Um, could be fighting and flying. Um,
Mm-hmm. And Maridon.
Oh yeah, let me go to that one. Pull up a picture of her. Him, her. Looks like I would say her, but because it looks, I don't know, has a
Well,
feminine touch to it.
okay. Well, it definitely looks like an electric type. I think that's a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, no, definitely a giveaway. Much
But
easier to tell than you know,
then,
Karina.
yeah, for sure. But I think be, because of how it's standing, like it stands, it looks like it's like on its knees and like has its hands out, like you'd be praying. I think it might be also a psychic type too.
Psychic metal, maybe. Cause look at his hands, though. Maybe metal, or maybe
Maybe,
a steel typing.
or maybe this could be an electric dragon type.
Uh, or maybe they both dragon type, but it's that extra mystery
Right.
type. But like I could see it easily being electric and dragon,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's definitely electric. It has to be.
Mm-hmm. If not electric, I would at least think psychic, but I'm still
That
sticking with
that would
electric.
throw me all off if it wasn't electric.
that would throw everyone off for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, probably, and I I'm definitely gonna want both like Armor Rouge and Sarah Luge because they're both like they're because Armor Rouge is supposed to be in Scarlet and Stella Rouge
Yeah.
are supposed to be in Violet, and I'm definitely
Like,
gonna want both of those. Fire
yeah,
Psychic.
I definitely want Armor Rouge for sure.
I want
The
both.
ability Flash Fire. Uh,
Just which is always good. Which is always a basic fire type that has flash fire, are like Magmar and Growlithe.
its armor is the source of its psychic power. It
Mhm.
lives by the principle of a fair fight, and it has a new move.
The Armor Cannon.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a fire type special move in which Armor Rouge moves both its pauldrons to its hands and put its arm together to form a cannon, allowing it to shoot its own armor out as blazing projectile. This is one of the more powerful moves that Armor Rouge can learn, and it lowers Armor Rouge's defense, its special defense, that in exchange for that power. Ooh, that must be one powerful cannon if it's making that big of a trade off.
Well, yeah, it's probably like as powerful as like close combat because that's an incredibly powerful fighting move, but it like
Yeah.
is your defense, doesn't it?
Uh huh.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah.
tradeaways are where you either lower your stat or you lose your health point, like your HP.
Yeah.
Those are like
Yeah.
that's tier ones.
That's
And Sarah Luge.
okay. This one here. Oh wow. Yeah. Yo,
See,
I like
this,
that one.
this is why I won both. They look so freaking cool.
I'd say this one looks a little bit better too, man. Like
I know. It's, like I said, and Fire Ghost. That's
it's
right.
a fire ghost type.
Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty sure Ghost is now one of my favorite types now, for sure.
Yeah.
Even,
Right.
even before this, even before seeing him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely. Uh, its flaming great swords absorb life energy, willing to do anything to win.
And a Bitter Blade.
Bitter blade. Okay, what is this?
Bitter
Bitter
Blade.
blade. Oh, I'll let you read it.
Bitter Blade is a fire type physical move that gathers the lingering regrets of the fallen Cerulege's swords, allowing it to focus the bitterness into a slashing attack. The swords then absorb life energy from wounds they make. The user's HP is restored by up to half the damage taken by the target.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something's not there.
What do you mean? What you mean? Like
Wait a
the difference of
minute.
what do you mean?
So
The difference
you
in moves?
mean Armor Rouge has to trade his defense and special defense, risking getting one-shotted if that move doesn't work, and this guy over here gets to steal people's life energy and just replenish his own?
Well, by half, but yeah.
But that's not
Well,
a
of course,
trade-off.
some moves are, some moves are, some aren't. But and also that just goes in like how they're characterizing and making them like they're
Yeah.
completely different. Like they characterize Armor Rouge as a noble warrior willing
Yeah.
to who will live by the code of honor. They've
Yeah.
characterized Cyrilege as a sneaky assassin type
Yeah,
warrior
right.
who will do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I mean, people. I mean, some people don't think about it, but like they really dive deep into like go into detail, like making like what these Pokemon are like for sure, like what their history is like, how they act, and just how they get there, how they become who they are.
Oh, man. Oh no, man. I guess I have no other choice but to choose Armor Rouge. But look, I'll tell you what.
I'm not gonna choose. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna get one from the game, and the other I'm gonna
Yeah,
trade
you're
with
right.
someone.
You're right. I guess, yeah.
Swordsman for life. Go supremacy. I will agree with you there. Go supremacy for sure.
No, dark supremacy. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna get some bugs for your dark.
Oh no.
But no, it looks like we got a good crop of new ones. Belly Bolt.
This is electric type.
The minute I saw him, I thought like, did they just make an electric version of Palpitoad?
Palpitoad, yeah.
He does look similar to Palpitoad.
It does, man.
And also, you don't know where to look, like the eyes on the side or the face in the middle.
Oh goodness, yeah, you're right, dude.
You don't notice it right away.
On the side.
Yeah. You don't notice it right away,
What
but yeah.
the heck?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so confused. Yeah.
I might get this one. I'm not too sure. I might catch this one.
Yeah, just another. Yep, a new electric type ability. Belly Bolt's ability, Electromorphosis, is a new ability appearing for the first time in these titles. Belly Bolt becomes charged when hit by an attack, boosting the power of the next electric type move it uses.
So it's basically like charge almost. Only difference is you get a charge when you get attacked.
Yeah. I mean, again, talking about some trade-offs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging this one too, man. I'm digging this.
Set of 10. Yeah, this is an ice type.
Yeah. Oh, what? Ice? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. I'm getting it. Heck yeah, I'm getting it. What the heck?
And this one I could come or go for.
Yeah, I'll probably main it. I don't know. It looks like I can main them. Maybe. But yeah, like let's see. Thick fat slush rush. Don't know what the heck that is.
Might be a new ability. Strong muscles and thick blubber.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man.
Definitely looks interesting.
Okay, to be able to support their immense body and physical attacks using their bodies have incredible power. They also migrate around the snowy regions protected by a thick layer of Subcutaneous fat. No special moves for him?
No, it doesn't look like it. No, well, at least no new moves.
Dang. I thought man, I want to see more new moves. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Is that a, what does it say? What's the name?
Farigarath.
It's a giraffe rig only. Is that a evolve?
Yeah, it's a Paldean evolved
Yeah.
version of Girafarig, which is basically just its name backwards. Farigarath.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see it. It's a normal psychic, which is weird. I thought it would probably been a dark psychic. But
Well,
ability.
well, Girafarig is a normal psychic type too. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, they could have made it a normal dark type then. I mean, switch the typings. It looks like a dark type, to be honest.
It actually does look a little bit more. It should be more dark.
Yeah. But, wait a minute. We got a new ability.
Kudchu. Farigarath's ability, Kudchu, is a new ability. When a Pokemon with this ability eats a berry, it will eat it one more time at the end of the next turn.
Got two new abilities.
An Armor Tail. Ooh. It makes opposing Pokemon unable to use priority moves. Ooh.
Oh, I can see that being kind of useful. Maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Deontay said it's ugly. Which one, man?
It can't be any worse looking than, I don't know, like Trubbish or something.
I like it. If he's talking about Forever, I don't mind it.
I like it. I definitely like it for sure.
Yeah. I don't know who he's talking about. Oh, this one looks pretty cool, man.
Cyclizar for sure looks cool.
Oh,
Dragon normal type.
He's talking about the ice whale looking guy.
Oh, bro.
I like him. He looks pretty cool to me.
That big white ball.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Great. He looks pretty cool to me, but
yeah, Cyclizar right here looks really cool too.
Cyclizar. I feel like the theme of this dang on game is turning Pokemons into vehicles or something.
Well,
Cyclizar.
maybe this is like maybe Miraidon and Koraidon are like evolved versions of this because it looks looks very similar.
It may be. It'd be tight if you could put something onto him that makes him evolve into one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know. I guess depending on which game you do get, he evolves into
right
one of those. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. What does it say? Oh, this Pokemon has lived in many households in the Paldea region since ancient times. Yeah.
One.
What'd you say?
The D's just saying it's a transportation Pokemon too.
Yeah, and the whole ancient times make me think that further think that he may be. This may be the first form of Miraidon and Koraidon.
It could be.
Yeah, I've not seen any other Pokemon that looks like this one, and then the other two.
Right. Right. This is a substitute move. The user creates a substitute for itself using its own HP before switching places with a party Pokemon in waiting.
Oh, okay. That's oh, and further, it's a dragon and a normal type.
Right.
So, hey, we're gonna get a dragon and a electric type legendary, or a dragon and flying, or dragon and fire, whichever one Corridon is. So yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it now. I see it. Yeah, the power of observation, man. The power of observation. Let's see. I don't know. How many more of these? That's one.
There's definitely a few more. We're not to go through all of them.
Yeah.
But
well, Wiglet.
a water version of Diglett.
Yeah, definitely. Water version of Diglett. Yeah. The chunk. What the heck is? What's your type in normal? Oh God.
It's basically like Bidoof for Rattata.
Yeah.
Pow Dang and Wooper. That should be a ground type. Solely ground. Oh, poison ground. That's right. Poison ground. That's right.
Okay.
That I think I'll get for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Wooper, if it evolves or when it evolves, oh my God. Quagsire?
A poison ground Quags. That would be epic.
Yeah.
Or something else entirely. Yeah, I like that they're still doing like the different region variants of some Pokemon for sure.
Yeah, and the ability Poison Point and Water Absorb. That's what's up. Is there a Pokemon that live outside the universe?
Well, I mean, Arceus created the universe, and Deoxys lives like in outer space, so that's probably the closest.
I don't know. They're kind of inside the universe. I don't know about outside of the universe.
Or at least on the edge.
Yeah.
That's the closest you would get.
Yeah. Palmy. Used by Nimona, your friend.
Looks like it kind of looks like what, I don't know, like if Pichu.
Pachirisu.
Pachirisu.
It does look like Pachirisu. Only
I was
chubbier orange version. Wait, what's that? Yeah, I think. But yeah, this yeah, I think that's about it for the Pokemon news, man. Like we got some pretty
Oh, there was the one I was talking about earlier, the Greavard.
Yeah,
it's basically a ghost dog.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're going for. I see. It that can shatter bones. A single bite from Graveyard can be grievous. General Grievous. That looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie.
It definitely looks cool, and if it evolves, like I feel like it might look something similar to like maybe Grand Bull or something.
Maybe. Or a yeah. Back, yeah, you might be right there. I want to check out one more. Well, I know they're gonna have like Titan versions of Pokemon. Like I seen one in the trailer. It was like this.
Yeah, there was a Titan version of Cloth.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like interested in the Grafai.
Yeah, I know, right? Grafai is a moody Pokemon with a fastidious disposition. It doesn't form packs, preferring to roam alone It's constantly caught up in territorial struggles with other Pokemon. Yep, I'm getting them. Like I'm curious as to what he evolves into. Oh my god!
If he evolves, what?
Look at his middle finger down there by his legs. It's like he's flipping you off.
Oh Lord!
Oh wow! Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like him though.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks cool.
Like an alien freaking monkey with the big eyes.
Bug-eyed.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that right there, man.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
At less than 4 weeks until the game comes out. So.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I want to play it so bad.
I know. Doesn't your brother? Your brother's got a Switch, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has one, but I gotta get me one.
Well, that's fair. I mean, but still, like you can always like, if he gets the game, or like you could see what it's like on his.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Dialga.
Yeah, Dialga and Celebi, yeah.
Yeah, Travel Through Time, yeah. Mm-hmm. But man, yeah, I'm gonna try to work on getting me a Switch. Definitely next month.
Take your time. Don't feel like you're in any rush, even if it does come out like soon.
Yeah, I'm just so happy. I'm just like, I just want to play it so bad, and like bring all that feeling of nostalgia back. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Do you even have like a 3DS and you can like where you can play like some of the older ones, or no?
Nah, I don't.
You got to do that too. You need
Yeah,
to do that
no,
first.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Just whenever I get the chance to, or get a break from all the bills and stuff. Like, yeah. You ain't gotta do that, bro. You ain't gotta do that, man.
Or at least share it.
You know, I don't know, man. He lives pretty, pretty good distance off. I mean, we still we meet up like once a month, but
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's okay. Well,
it for the night.
Yeah, unless you have other, anything else to say about the game or whatever.
No, I mean I think we covered a big enough for tonight.
Yeah,
and we can definitely cover more on what we'll focus more later.
Yeah, and plus we're at 2 hours or 30 minutes. I say we did pretty good, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't see how some of these streamers just be sitting there for 8 hours streaming, bro. Some of them even do 12-hour streams. Some of them do a 24-hour marathon. I'm like,
they just find the time. They just find something to do to keep them busy while they're streaming. Be it play a game, react to a movie, or talk about something, or do something. But we'll just
no, you're right.
We're still figuring it out now. Yeah.
You play it on Nintendo Switch. So. Yeah, Nintendo Switch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah. All right. So we'll do this again. I say like, every Tuesday bring some news, you know what I'm saying? For right now, you know what I'm saying, until we figure out a solid schedule.
For sure. Bear with us, audience. We are still figuring things out. If you cannot catch us on like Thursday, possibly, if we're still going with that or not, we will always be on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, and also, like I said, if anyone has any thing that they want us to cover, like news wise, like it could be gaming news, it could be anime, comic books,
movies, shows, books,
media, anything like books, send us the link and we'll look at it, review it, and everything like that. And we'll
for sure. And if you have any questions about what we're talking about or us in general or just anything really, so long as it's like appropriate, we will do our best to answer.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that has been your weekly news from the Saturday Night Nerd podcast. Stay nerdy and remember that Saturday Night Nerds is the place to be, the time to be, and the moment to be. I will see y'all later.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.